Diddy's actions are deeply disturbing, and now one of his most well-known alleged victims, Usher, has finally come forward to share his experience. What he went through is truly horrifying.
Justin Bieber got by Diddy.
It's not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy anymore. It is not our fault that Usher didn't want to get fucked by Diddy.
Don't hit me no more. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. All you heard was Papa, don't hit me no more. Let's go. Kick in the door, waving the 4-4. Hey.
Feeling, and I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business. Right? I know, and people know, that was around that in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher.
That is right. Diddy did something so terrible to Usher that it landed him in the hospital.
Let me ask you, because I know the topic is sensitive. What happened to Usher?
I heard about some music executives from the industry back in Harlem. You know, I heard it from some music executives back in Harlem. And I'm not going to speak on their name. They doing programs and everything like that, and they may be doing something. They may speak on it themselves, but I heard it from some music executive.
What did you hear,
bro? You know how people be talking, and we was around some people, something like that, and then some people might say, "Yo, I don't f with that dude." And at the time, I didn't even know who the f Usher was. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those type of situations. I was probably say, "Yo, man, I don't f with them niggas. I'm getting out that industry and everything like that." You know, Puff sent this little kid to the hospital. How he sent him to the hospital? Man, bleeding from the butt. And that's what was said. Oh, I didn't even have a name for the kid at the time. Then you heard?
This story goes way back to when Usher was just 14 years old and full of talent. He had just signed with L.A. Reid's label LaFace Records, which was known for launching the careers of many major music artists. Reid, who played a major role as a mentor in Usher's early journey, made a bold decision. He sent the young singer to New York City to live with Diddy, who was known as the wildest party guy and a powerful figure in the hip-hop world.
Yeah, we want to thank you. Come here. Don't sit on the bed at night. No homo. No, just don't get close to the bed. Don't get close. But it's just like, yo, we want to thank you for hosting the thing, man. It's been a pleasure. You didn't have to do it, and you did.
No. I definitely didn't have to do it. I definitely didn't have to. First and foremost, I'm not getting in the bed. Shout out to him and what he did. I'm just gonna, if we can, let's just put the camera a little this way, just so we're not. I don't want my shot to even I don't want it to come close to the bed at all. Usher look like he fresh off a goddamn plane. Usher
fresh off the garden stage. That's my brother right here from day one. We used to wake up and, pause, but like, check this out. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the Frosted Flakes. You know what I'm saying? Before pause was invented. You know what I'm saying? But it's my brother for real. We used to actually wrestle off of the Frosted Flakes because he used to always get up early. Now he's one of the richest stars in the world. And
what the f did Puff just say? Nobody's gonna acknowledge this with me. Puff just said we used to wrestle over the Frosted Flakes, and we're streaming live. That was stupid. Listen, that was fucking stupid.
Listen, we having a good time. Your Usher made it.
This was not just a move to a new city. It was a calculated attempt to push Usher's boundaries and help him develop a more edgy sound. As Reid explained, I wanted Usher to have more of this hip-hop infused sound filled with bad boy swagger. Reid shared I was turning him over to the wildest party guy in the country at an age when I still needed to get his mother's permission, but I thought it would be the right thing for him. I did not know whether I was being irresponsible or having an epiphany. Reid's words reflect the mix of risk and hope he felt, believing that this experience would shape Usher both musically and personally. Usher himself has mentioned witnessing some very curious things during his time with Diddy, though he tends to leave the details vague.
To New York City.
and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to
City.
something called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp.
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s. Do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop, right?
No, not really. I mean,
on.
but hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
Right.
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Biggie Smalls was there.
Biggie Smalls was there. Lil' Kim, Craig Mack.
All these people are hanging around.
Yeah, man. Faith Evans,
your parents
Jodeci,
were
Mary J.
okay?
Blige. They didn't know nothing about this shit.
Oh.
I was having a good time. You know what I mean?
Does he have you doing any chores? Are you doing dishes at all? I mean, to keep you humble somewhat? Or are you just like, can you stay up till 4 a.m. with them and party?
I mean, I could. I actually stayed up longer than this.
And do you have money? What's going on?
I mean, I had like per diem. I had like,
What
like
a
living.
life.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
14 years old. You're a dad now. Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
But despite the challenges, the experience ultimately paid off. Reid later remarked Puffy did exactly what I wanted him to do for Usher and helped him cultivate this unique R&B sound. Diddy's influence played a part in shaping Usher's artistic identity, fueling his transformation from a talented teen to a music superstar. But at what cost? Becoming part of a larger trafficking conspiracy.
Been trying to get to Bieber for a minute. And his management was backing him off. But it wasn't until Usher took over management and had guardianship and gave temporary guardianship to the diddler for 48 hours. Think about that. He had already been to the hospital. That situation that Gene was talking about. And you still took Bieber there. But you got custody of him first. Diddy had already tried. They wouldn't let him. Actually, someone made reference to the fact that Diddy trying to get at Bieber the way he was trying to get at Bieber was looking a little predatory. And then Usher came in and discovered it and managed him and got custody of him and promised to look after him. And then he sent him to the diddler. Does that sound like a good guy?
It's horrible.
Does that sound like a good guy? Now that we know what Diddy's really like. They're not seeing what the intentions was in his heart when he took Justin Bieber there.
Oh.
Let's be honest. He took Justin Bieber there.
The official narrative is that L.A. Reid shared that Usher introduced Justin Bieber to him when Bieber was just 14 years old. In his 2016 memoir, Reid detailed how Usher brought Bieber as a gift, describing the young artist as beautiful.
Flown out to Atlanta by a manager. His name's Scooter Braun. Flown out to Atlanta just to meet with him and meet different producers and different people. I was actually going to meet Jermaine Dupri at his studio. And who rolls up? Usher in his Range Rover. It rolls up, and I was like, "Is that who I think it is?" And Scooter was like, "Yeah." And so I ran up to him. I was like, Usher, I love your songs. You want me to sing you one? And he was like, let's just go inside, little buddy. It's cold out. So the politest possible way he could say no, he did. And I was like, wow, he just turned me down. And I was a little disappointed. He had to go into a studio session, so I was like, whatever. And a week later, he actually watched my videos with my manager and was like, oh my gosh, why didn't I let him sing? So flew me back to Atlanta where I got to meet him again, and he wanted to sign me. But there was something else.
Justin Timberlake, right?
Yes, Justin Timberlake also wanted to sign me. It was like kind of like what happened was Justin Timberlake and Usher both went into a ring and boxed it out. And the outcome was Usher. I think it was
Bieber, who shot to global fame at age 15 with his debut single, One Time in 2009, had first been discovered by Scooter Braun at age 12. Braun found him on YouTube where Bieber was covering songs by Usher and Chris Brown. But it was Usher who gave Bieber his big break by introducing him to Reed, who signed the young star to Island Records. Reed wrote about his first encounter with Bieber, recalling Usher's phone call in October 2008. Usher asked Reed if he would be in the office all afternoon because he had something special to show him at 4 p.m. Usher arrived with an adorable 14-year-old boy. Reed described Bieber as beautiful, like a woman can be beautiful and men rarely are. He remembered how Bieber turned on the charm as soon as he walked in. Sound weird to you yet? Well, that is because it was. That is because Usher was already being groomed and knew what he was getting Justin into.
How dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bruh, you know I know. Let me reframe you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl dead in her mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right. When you was at
Bieber immediately sat down at the piano, began singing, and then grabbed a guitar, effortlessly performing as if it were a nightclub act. Usher proudly introduced him, saying, "This is Justin Bieber." Reed was blown away, noting that Bieber was more than just a talented singer, he was a born entertainer. When Usher said he had a gift, he wasn't kidding, Reed recalled. Reed decided to sign Bieber right away, though it took a few days to get his parents involved since Justin was still a minor. Reed also mentioned how Bieber's hair, which nearly covered his eyes, was as important as his songs and his voice. The distinctive look quickly became part of Bieber's identity. In his memoir, Reed continued to praise Bieber's natural charisma and star power. Justin was simply beautiful. His superpower was his face, Reed wrote. But he added that Bieber's appearance was only part of his appeal. He had a magnetic personality that instantly set him apart. Whereas other artists had to work to develop the persona they wanted to project, Bieber was lovable and lively from the start. Usher played a key role in Bieber's rise, acting not just as a mentor but as someone who considered him family. In 2016, Usher reflected on their relationship, saying that while it was professional, he felt a deep connection with Bieber.
Me plus you, I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. I'ma tell you one time. One time when I met you, come on. Wow.
I ain't mean to stop you like that, but this is only a tease. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you, Island Def Jam recording artist, Justin Bieber. It's getting ready to go down. Just so you know, we're in the studio right now working on it. Get ready because it's going to be big. Ain't that right, Justin?
That's right.
That's right. So look out. We're coming.
Bieber quickly became involved with P. Diddy's crew, with Diddy also becoming a mentor to him during those early years. But unbeknownst to Diddy, it would be his grooming of the two that would lead to his downfall. Gene Deal claimed long ago that Usher was in on a lot of Diddy's secrets, and that is a problem for him.
Camera, he did an interview and he told a story about how he went to Diddy house with Mace and he fought the dildo in the sink.
I think that was crazy. I think that was out of, and then Mace said that was Puffs. I think he said Mace said that was Puffs, but Mace was in the bathroom with it. I don't know what that was all about, man, but that was real weird to me. That was crazy.
Crazy, man. But before we get off of that, right, I remember you told me a while ago that, you know, Mace, he used to live with Diddy and he know a lot of stuff about Diddy that a lot of people don't know.
Man, it's a lot of stuff that Mace and Usher know that they ain't telling about Diddy. There's a lot of stuff that they know. Can you imagine, bruh? Can you really imagine?
What you mean by Usher though?
Usher used to stay with Diddy too when he was younger. And this was years ago. So the locks ain't got nothing to do with what I'm saying. This the kind of, man, listen here. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. But I want to talk about this lawsuit by Dunn, right? And I want to get your opinion on it. It's a part in this lawsuit where she alleges that she was at a dinner with Neo, Usher, and Jimmy Iovine. And Diddy, he punched Cassie in the stomach and no one did anything. How you feel about that?
They were part of the dinner and they watched Cassie get abused in front of Puffy abused Cassie in front of them. And neither one of those men, and they probably security was around too, did nothing to stop what he had did to Cassie. Now that's just crazy right there, bro. That is just crazy. Usher probably got a daughter. Neo probably got kids. I don't know. Jimmy Iovine, you know, he take about 15, 20 scoops of sugar in his coffee. So all those cats there, supposed to be men, watch that lady get abused right there in public and they did nothing, brother. They did nothing. That goes to show you the power that he had mentally over them. Here go a woman witnesses and this witnessing it and said, they said nothing. Yo, man, stop. Don't do that. Yo, not here, bro. Easy. Nothing. Don't do nothing. Say something. She said they didn't do anything and they didn't say nothing. That's the bad thing about it. If you're not gonna do nothing, open your damn mouth and say something. And that's a lot wrong with our people right now. They don't even want.
And now people are also waking up to Diddy's treatment of Justin Bieber. Justin Bieber is reportedly disgusted by the allegations against Diddy, who played a mentor role in his early music career. According to a source close to Bieber, speaking to US Weekly, the new father has been advised to stay as far away as possible from anything and everything related to Diddy. However, it seems that keeping his distance hasn't been difficult for Bieber. The source shared that Justin wants nothing to do with the music mogul at this point. Another insider mentioned that Justin is currently in a hard place mentally as he grapples with the serious accusations against Diddy. He has such a history with Diddy, and the allegations against him have been hard to process, the source said. The situation has also raised questions about why Bieber's handlers allowed Diddy to mentor him when he was a child. Sources close to Bieber told the Daily Mail that he should never have been allowed to party with Diddy or anyone else when he was a teen.
Welcome to the family, Judge.
These sources claim that Bieber was thrown to the wolves by his mother, Patty Mallet, and his largely absent father, Jeremy Bieber. They also point to Usher, whose label Bieber was signed to, as bearing some responsibility in one widely discussed incident from November 2009. A 15-year-old Bieber spent a notorious 48-hour period with Diddy at the rapper's home, reportedly unsupervised.
No, 16.
No,
16.
slow down. Let's slow down, Josh.
Okay.
Let's slow down. Okay.
One step at a time.
But yeah, the keys is yours. When you get 16, you good to go.
You good to go.
Yeah.
All right.
Then when you get 18, you get the house. You get the mansion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So where are we off to now?
Where would you like to go?
I mean, wherever you want to go. Where are we going?
So check this out, yo. Justin, you ever seen the movie 48 Hours? Right now, he's having 48 hours with Diddy, him and his boy. They're having the times of their lives, like, where we hanging out and what we doing. We can't really disclose
but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. You know, I have been given custody of him. You know, he signed to Usher.
A newly surfaced video featuring Diddy and Bieber has ignited a debate among fans, with some speculating that Diddy might have been checking if Bieber was wearing a wire during their conversation. In another clip, Diddy can be seen asking Bieber why they no longer spend time together. Many have speculated that Diddy might not have simply kept Justin to himself, but could have also exploited him in Hollywood. Given the history of Hollywood's mistreatment of him as a child, some believe the theory isn't as far-fetched as it might seem.
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good? Selling out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh? You ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you tried to get in contact with me, you know, through all my, partners and whatnot. But you never really got my number, so.
Right, okay.
My number?
Yeah.
Tell you my number.
Yeah.
Justin Bieber and Usher aren't the only ones who have been allegedly groomed by Diddy as they grew up. Freddie P has also claimed that Diddy did the same to his own child.
In a strange way, you know.
Like Robin Big.
Yeah, it's like exactly.
I'm big and you're Robin.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's. To a lot of us, he's like a little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's not afraid to call and ask for advice. He's somebody that, in the industry-wise, the record industry is a strong family, and he's somebody that, we definitely have our arms around, and we want to protect him because he's such genuinely a nice person. Besides his talent, you know what I'm saying? He's one of the greatest kids that you could ever know.
Justin, you.
Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
Oh, well, that's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than to be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
Apparently not.
Something, everything